Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
The common gavel reminds us to divest our hearts and consciousness of all the vices and superfluities of life. Now, I want to break that down because for some of you, this language is crazy. And if you've not sort of grown up as somebody who's studied the language or read a lot, you might be wondering what all that is about. So let's start with the easy stuff. So what's a vice? A vice is anything that you're going to do that is like a guilty pleasure. For some folks, they have a vice. Maybe it's gambling, or maybe it's chewing your fingernails, or maybe it is pornography or things like that. Those vices are, in many ways, you can compare them to the idea of self-medicating. So they are the things that you do to bring yourself a little bit of pleasure, even though you know that at some level it's probably not great for you. So for some folks that, for example, run to alcohol or run to, sweets or whatever the guilty pleasures in life are, those all sort of count as vices. And there are whole businesses devoted to this. So you'll notice, for example, the bar business, the pornography business, all of these kind of major domains of the human experience, the gambling businesses, are all devoted to those vices. When we talk about divesting ourselves of those vices, it's not to suggest that you can't enjoy any of those things. It has to do in context with the mode in which you use those vices. If you are using them to escape your day-to-day reality, that's pretty much no bueno. If you are using them as a way to facilitate relaxation, as part of a nourishment or a recovery process, that might be okay so long as you're being honest with yourself about your consumption, which is really, really hard to do. There's a sort of an age-old quote out there somewhere that the best people in the world don't lie to themselves, and they also recognize that they're the easiest people to lie to. The superfluities side of life, side of the sort of gavel, is about getting rid of the things that don't matter. Superfluous is the root word there, and when something is superfluous, it is unnecessary. And so that might be your concern about the trivialities of life. For example, if you are not regularly impacted on a daily basis by the color of the flowers in your garden, why are you going to worry too much that they're not the right shade? This kind of superfluity gets to really like the old Kenny Rogers song about knowing when to hold 'em and when to fold 'em. It's trying to make sure that you don't give the too much effort to the wrong things, to the wrong part of the conversation, to know when something is important and when it's not, know when you have something and when you don't. So to rid yourself of these things is very, very difficult sometimes because not everything comes with an inherent sort of name tag on it that says that this is really important. It all feels important, or it tends to, and if it all feels important, how do you know what to get let go of? And this is where the tools come in to help. The other tools you can use in the Masonic language to help you figure out what's important and what's not. So what's superfluous and you can divest yourself of it or eliminate, and what's really important. The level is a great tool for this. Will I care about this in 100 years? Will I care about this in 100 days? Will I care about this in 100 minutes? use the level of time to help you figure out, is the thing that you're stressing out over or worrying about worth worrying about in the grand scheme of things? Is it important to somebody else? And this is another great sort of test with this tool. And it's a great sort of argument management principle. If you're arguing with your spouse, one of the things you can do very quickly in that conversation is determine if it's on a scale of 1 to 10, a 10 for her or him, and a 1 for you. Argument's over. Cut print period. You don't care. It's a superfluity for you or a superfluous for you. So let it go. Divest yourself of the need to be right there or the need to win. It doesn't matter. So the sort of core understanding of the common gavel here is get rid of the things that don't matter and stop doing the things that are distracting you from the things that matter. So use your gavel accordingly. We'll get more into some of the basics of these tools as we go, some of the language deconstruction. But for now, that's your common gavel.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at masonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.